Welcome back, everyone. Go ahead and get settled and grab your notebooks, because today's explainer is all about mastering pronouns. We're going to break this down step by step, right here in our virtual classroom, so that by the end of our time together, you'll be absolute pros at sentence structure. Let's get right into it. Here is our game plan for today. First up, we'll tackle subject versus object pronouns. Second, we'll look at pronouns after verbs. Third, we're doing pronouns after prepositions. Fourth, we'll decode that kind of tricky than and as rule. And finally, we're going to finish up with a little pop quiz practice time. All right, part 1, subject versus object pronouns. So to really understand how these words act in our sentences, we have to tell the difference between the doer of an action and the receiver of an action. It's actually pretty simple. A subject pronoun, that replaces the person or thing doing the action, but an object pronoun replaces whoever or whatever is receiving that action. Think about it like this. If Lily and Junior are eating the cookies, well, Lily and Junior are doing the eating, right? They're our subjects. The cookies, on the other hand, are the things being eaten. They are the objects. Makes sense, right? Now we have this handy color-coded table, and honestly, you should definitely memorize this. It's kind of like your ultimate reference guide. Over in the blue column, we've got our subject pronouns. I, you, he, she, it, we, and they. And then right next to them in the green column are the object receivers. Me, you, him, her, it, us, and them. One cool thing to notice, the words you and it stay exactly the same, no matter if they're doing or receiving the action. The rest of them, though, they completely transform depending on their job in the sentence. Okay, moving right along to part 2, pronouns after verbs. So a major rule of thumb in English is that objects always come after the verb. Let's walk through these 6 examples and watch how the pronoun changes when it's receiving the action. Number 1, John knows me. John is doing the knowing, so me receives it. 2, Amanda kissed you. 3, the dog licked him. See, the dog is doing the licking, so him receives it. 4, David hugged her. 5, the children love us. And 6, Luke helped them. In literally every single one of these examples, because the pronoun follows an action word, it absolutely has to be an object pronoun, no exceptions. All right, part 3, pronouns after prepositions. Here's another absolutely crucial rule to remember. Objects always come after prepositions. Words like to, with, at. Let's check these out. 1, it's important to me. To is the preposition, so me jumps in right after. 2, can the children come with you? With is our preposition here. 3, look at her. At is the preposition, so we use the object her. 4, the chocolate is for him. 5, keep up with us. And 6, Lucy works for them. You see the pattern, right? Whenever you spot a preposition, you can confidently just drop your object pronoun right after it. Now, I want to take a quick second to bust a massive grammar myth. I'm sure you've heard people say between you and I. It sounds super fancy, right? But wait a minute. The word between is a preposition. Now, yes, William Shakespeare himself actually wrote between you and I in The Merchant of Venice. But, fun fact, modern grammar strictly dictates that we have to use the object pronoun me after the preposition between. So for any formal writing today, the correct phrasing is always, for sure, between you and me. Okay, let's look at part 4, the then and as rule. So this is where everyday, casual speech kind of collides with formal writing. Let's read through these. They dance more than me. He is as tall as me. She knows me better than him. They remember us more than them. Sergio is faster than them. And a possessive one. Their car is not as old as ours. Now, honestly, sentences like 1, 2, and 5 sound completely normal when you're just chatting with friends, right? But here's the catch. If you're writing a formal essay, using those object pronouns at the very end is actually technically incorrect. Let me show you why. It's all about an invisible implied verb. Look at our informal sentence. Sergio is faster than them. Sure, that's what we say, but what are we actually meaning? We're saying Sergio is faster than they are. Try adding that implied verb are to the end of the informal sentence. Sergio is faster than them are. See? That sounds completely ridiculous. And that is exactly why, in strict formal grammar, we have to say Sergio is faster than they. We use the subject pronoun they because it's the subject of that hidden invisible verb. All right, section 5, pop quiz practice time. Grab your pencils. Let's see what you've learned. Here's your first sentence. and you need to figure out if we need a subject or an object pronoun after the verb wants. My friend wants blank to come over to her house tonight. So is it I or is it me? Well, if you guessed me, you nailed it. And why? Because you are the object receiving the action of the verb. Your friend is the one doing all the wanting. You're just the one receiving the invitation. Okay, let's try another one. Take a second and think about what belongs right after the action word, ask. Did you ask blank if they got a new puppy? Are we putting the object pronoun them here or the subject pronoun they? And the answer is them. Once again, the object pronoun them is the right choice because it's coming directly after our verb ask. You're the one doing the asking, so them is the receiver of your question. You guys are doing awesome. Let's hit our final practice question. This one is a comparison using the word than, so we need to know which possessive pronoun fits best. Asha's grandmother is older than blank. Are we using our or ours? The correct answer here is ours. And that's because ours does this really cool trick where it implies the object, the grandmother, without us actually having to repeat the word. If you used our, you'd have to write out the whole thing, older than our grandmother. Ours just neatly wraps the whole shebang up into one tidy little word. You all did absolutely fantastic today. But before we wrap up this explainer, I want to leave you with a really interesting thought from the folks over at the Merriam-Webster Dictionary. We know that language sometimes naturally absorbs incorrect usage, right? Like how people just casually say it is me or between you and I until it actually starts to sound totally normal. So who really decides what the grammar rules of tomorrow will be? Will our casual, everyday habits eventually just completely erase the formal rules we have today? Just a little something to chew on as you go out and use these pronouns in the real world. All right, class dismissed, and keep practicing.